In a world, 4 friends, 1 mission, to bring freedom to everyone involved.
Dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Doing a thing for the podcast.
Dude, just say the name.
Fine. It's the Freedom Friends Podcast.
You want to, ooh. Yeah, that'll do. Fuck, dude.
You gotta tell me when. Fuck. Like, when? Well, okay, I gotta do it for myself.
So
I'm glad my inspections were today.
John's looking at Jazz's butthole later.
Hey,
Little.
it's gonna be communal.
Well, it's. I figured he would have said when. You know?
Yeah, right.
Okay. I think he won. He's not mad at it.
I don't think he's mad about it. Yeah. Are we ready?
He's like, "Whoa, geez, what the fuck?" But it's
no,
okay.
it's
It's okay.
We're already doing this, aren't we?
Yeah, 100%.
Of course we are. Fuck boys.
No, please.
It's Thursday.
Don't stop.
It's Thursday. There's sticks in our hands. There's drinks on the table. We're kind of sitting in a circle. Johnny boy, what are we about to do?
We're about to masturbate, boys.
You goddamn right. It's time for Freedom Friends Master Debate, solving the world's mediocre problems that you didn't even know you had. One problem at a time from 4 fucking dickheads who have no idea what they're talking about. I'm Mikey. There's Jazz over there. Scott's next to me, and there's John. And we are the Freedom Friends. Brought to you by warfightertobacco.com. Use that code FTFO. Screw yourself that fucking sweet 15% off over there. owellness.us for CBD needs. All of them, actually. Use Freedom Friends 25. Get yourself a quarter off your order over there. And, of course, our good friends, Icy Tech Coolers. Use that code FreedomFriends10. Get yourself 10% off. Boys.
That needs to be somebody's call sign.
What?
All of them, actually.
All of them, actually. That's Justin's.
I don't even know how to take that.
Like a champ.
Justin, what do you got for us?
All right, boys.
All right, boys.
So I want to know. It's been talked about. Shit, I think maybe on the show a little bit, but do you think there should be mandatory service here in the U.S.?
Didn't we do this one? Because we talked about Israel.
We've talked about Israel, subject, but we've never gone in depth with it.
Yes. I love the idea.
I think everybody needs to serve 2 years.
So I think there's some caveats, though. All right, because I look at the generation now. Not all of them are made for military service, and that's fine.
Well, okay, now look at the generation after, and they might.
Also true. Now,
we don't know yet.
Look at Russian's army right now, and they're not that good. We'd like to be better, and I don't think making it.
Well, that's why it's only 2 years.
Okay, so
I think there's more things you
2
could
years.
do.
My
in
first
2
year
years.
was school.
No.
Well, so that's why I'm saying, like, I think there's some caveats.
No, there's not. There's not a caveat.
Non-combat arms.
Do you know why we are the most effective fighting force on the planet?
Because we're all volunteer.
Because it's an all volunteer force.
Yes, but I'm saying that's what I'm saying, and that's the caveat I'm getting to. I don't think everybody should have to go into the military. I think there should be a mandatory service of first responder or military or teacher or something. You know what I mean? Something that benefits the greater fucking good.
Mandatory government service is awful socialist there, bud.
It is. It's true. So is fucking getting your trash picked up every week.
I don't know.
So is public schooling.
There's some. God.
No, that's taxation.
I'm torn because there are some great big fucking turds on this planet.
100%.
And in this country that I don't want anywhere near anything.
True.
But
there should be a volunteer.
You might be able to polish them a little bit.
I also think
should be a
people should have to be
volunteer
a fucking
service.
server or a bartender or work in the service industry for at least 2 years.
I would actually,
okay.
I'd be behind a mandatory sin 2 years.
So you know how when
But
It would just make people less dicky.
you're at your active duty unit, you get deployed, you come back, and there's National Guard doing the jobs on the base until they can get replaced.
Yeah.
And that was in National Guard's activation, deployment, whatever you want to call it. They had to go to whatever base it was and play active duty for a little while. That should be the people that have the mandatory, however long it is, whether it's a year or 4 years or whatever the fuck. You, like I said, 2 years. You get 2 years. You essentially are the guard. You go through basic and training and all that fucking bullshit, but you don't really get sent to the front lines.
Yeah.
You're like the fucking JV team.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like you just hang out, you get a little bit of discipline, you learn a little bit of structure, and then you can either go along your ways or you're
Or you can
fucking
stay
high
in.
speed and you can stay in.
Yeah, you get the option.
So I'm going to go with
It's either that or we get a bunch of fuck-alls that we have today.
no participating in the,
You
like,
know?
no conversation, whatever, like no just playing devil's advocate, anything like that. I'm going to go with no. We should not have mandatory service because we are as good as we are because it's all volunteer. These are people that want to go do it.
Justin, can you do me a favor? What's the population in the United States
336 million.
that's between the ages of 18 and 20?
So I'm going to go with no. Mandatory service is a horrible idea. You're only going to see a quality drop off. You're not going to see a quality improvement, and you're not going to see a societal improvement. Looking at it was like, well, Israel does it. They are a fraction of our size. This is the same thing of when people go like, well, look at the Netherlands and how happy they are. Motherfucker, New York has more people.
Yeah.
The city, not the state. The city has more people than the entire population of the Netherlands.
But the
It's
Netherlands
not a fair
has drugs
comparison.
and hookers.
Also true. Well, I mean, so does New York City.
But it's illegal. But it's illegal. That's the difference.
So
Like it's advertised.
Remember Hookers on the Point? Remember that show on HBO?
Taxi cab confession.
Hookers
we
and
are
Johns.
we are as effective as we are in every single one of those positions because this is an all volunteer force.
Do you have that number, Justin?
Now
18 to 20 is a hard number to find.
it's a really weird. You can probably find like 18 to 27 that demographic, but
So 18 to 24, there are 31 million.
And how many people currently are in the United States Armed Forces? So if you take 34 and divide it by 2, because I assume the 2 or
that's 17.
17. Yeah, but I assume the ages would be similar.
Okay. So you're looking at like
17 million.
Yeah.
And
we
what?
have 1.4 million.
So you're taking 1.4 million people in service, and you're 10 timesing that.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It doesn't work, and it doesn't work, and the quality is going
That
to
is a
drop the
Yeah.
fuck off.
Because there won't be a 10 times in military
And
budget.
you need to keep in,
I mean,
and you
because
need
that's
to-
literally what fucking China does.
and you
right.
need to keep in
You know.
mind that when we are the pro-military version of our country, you're talking about maybe 2 million in uniform. That's like when we're full plussed up the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, that's like
it's like 2 million.
I mean, you got to think the Marine Corps at full strength peacetime is 167,000 strong.
yeah, there's like 4 of you guys.
Yeah.
I think I've met every Marine.
There's only 167,000 on
I've
active
met
duty
more
at one time.
Navy SEALs than there are Navy SEAls. That's weird.
Yeah.
I've met Navy SEAls from teams that don't exist.
Right.
So those are some super secret squirrel motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I think the only
And I know they don't exist because there's no book.
I think the only way a mandatory
they didn't
service
have
would
hair.
work
If you
is-
have better hair than a Navy SEAL, he's lying. That's stolen valor.
is if you had a
what I'm saying.
volunteer
I have the hair for a
or
SEAL.
you had a non-volunteer, you had a section of the military that was all of the people
So
that were mandatory. So
I'm going to go deeper on this.
So do like a maybe
And
we just do
say-
like a well, that's kind of what John was saying. Like they're the guard.
yeah,
It's completely separate
the-
than
but-
actual active the volunteer service.
but the guard serves a purpose, and these people I don't think would serve
the only
a
purpose
gainful
that, the
purpose.
only purpose that it serves.
is for the people.
But that's why I'm
That's it.
saying that's why I'm saying there should
doesn't
be
serve-
options.
But the problem is you can't create the support structure for them to be worth a damn.
That's what I'm saying. That's why there shouldn't be, it should be just service. Like they should be like, look, you don't have to go in the military.
Because you're talking about mandatory service countries that do exist, and then you start looking at the fact that they have like 55% effective tax rates.
Sure.
We're already on average at like a 31% effective tax rate here, and you have people coming out of the woodwork going taxes are bullshit and it's absolute
Well,
theft.
and not only that, but if
Like-
you made service mandatory, you would have no standards.
There's no standards because people are just going to be like, "What are you going to do? Kick me out? I have to be here."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like it's like finding model prisoners.
All right. I
No,
see. Yeah, I see your
like-
analogy there. Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
It doesn't work. And so when you look at like the times that we had the draft and the draft, like we all have to sign up for selective service and all that. When you turn 18,
Yeah.
if you can pee standing up, you have to sign the little fucking form that.
Yeah.
And yes, I get it. You can just fucking pull the hood back. You can pee standing up. I get it. But I'm talking about like if you have a dick, you have to sign the form.
I never did.
Um,
That's because I joined at 17.
So you're already in. You
It's
have to
funny,
find the
they
selective
were hitting
service
me up.
thing.
They're like,
Right.
you didn't sign up. I'm like, I'm a corporal in the Marines. And they were like,
They gave me this uniform and
I was
everything.
like-
It was crazy.
They literally called me while I was home on recruiter's assistance
Right.
as a corporal. And
I
I
have
was
this
like,
crazy
bro.
green card.
Right?
It's got this green card. It's got a cool hologram in it. It says that it's actually like me.
I was like, you guys don't look at your own system, do you? What the
But
fuck?
if you look at draft periods, when we instituted the draft,
yeah.
like not instituted.
Well, let's say
when-
Vietnam.
When we
Use Vietnam
activated the draft,
as an example.
there's two examples that we need to look at. And you can back me up on this because you saw both happen. We drafted for 2 and we drafted for Vietnam.
Yeah, but when
For
we were drafting
2
for 2, people were trying to get in.
But that's the thing. If
Yeah.
you look at the level of
That's America's greatest.
also, do me a favor, Justin. Get me U.S. population 1942.
42, got it.
I'd call it 39, but yeah. That's when Poland was invaded.
Well, the draft didn't start then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm asking for 42 because that's post December 7th.
134.8 million.
Oh, so a third.
There's a lot of
Of
fucking
the
that
size of
happened
the
since World War
country.
II.
So a third
Well,
of
why
the
do you think baby boom is a
So,
fucking term?
technically 2.5 times
What are Justin's favorite
smaller
Right.
insults?
than the
Boomer.
current population when we instituted the draft.
It's weird not being
However-
able to see your fucking face, man.
However, you need to look at the level of patriotism that existed
Yeah.
during World War II. These are the dudes that were
I bet you if we would have had a draft on 9/12,
would
2001, it
we
would have
didn't
been
need
different.
to. We didn't. We were literally
Yeah.
turning people away. We didn't need
Yeah.
to. But after Pearl Harbor, because every time we get attacked, everybody's like, all of a sudden, it's
Yeah.
everybody's got flags in the front yard and everybody's about it and da 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 da.
Yep.
But we're talking about a country that was almost a third the size that we are now as far as population is concerned. We recruited men. We had a very different mentality as far as the country is concerned. Patriotism was okay.
hmm
Country fervor was okay. It was cool to be proud of the fact of where you're from.
Yep. You weren't offending motherfuckers by
Well,
singing the national anthem.
you were offensive if you didn't. Like,
Yeah.
it's a very different mindset.
Communists were like drugging the street and fucking their
But
ass whipped.
motherfuckers were hitting like 6 and 7 different recruiting stations because one place would turn them down, so they'd go try another place and see if
Captain
it
America.
changed. And they put it in the movie, and that's not a. Well, it made it more dramatic. Nope, that's
Nope, that's
literally
real.
people were doing that shit.
Yeah. People were like, asthmatics were like trying to lie
Yeah.
to get in and shit.
And be like,
Yeah.
okay, well, I'll go fill out my form somewhere else, and I just won't say that,
Yeah.
and I won't do this, and I won't do that. And
I'll
they
give them a
kept-
fake fucking name because
Yeah.
not like there's computers for them
or
to
I'm
check it.
or I'm too young, but I'm still gonna go fucking figure it out. I'll just lie and I'll put 18 on the form. And it's fine. Then look at Vietnam. Very different regime as far as
Yeah.
leadership is concerned.
Sure.
Very different mindset of the country. Give me population check 1964.
You guys ever seen that YouTube video? If Google was a person,
Yeah.
it is epic.
It's Justin.
It's Justin. Right?
Let's go, fingers.
192 million motherfuckers.
Okay.
$192
we're talking about-
million?
So we're talking about
Yeah.
a 25-year gap,
Wow.
and we only saw about a 20% increase in population.
God damn. How much fucking was going on in the 80s?
Baby boomer.
Boomer,
What?
baby!
Baby boomer. What?
Holy
I
fuck.
bet if you look in the last 3 years,
It's been insane.
you have an open border.
Yeah.
It's 100. What is it?
So, well, no, we're talking about actual like census data. People that can
Yeah.
actually say they're from here.
Yeah.
Like they've
Yeah. If they
You have to legally be here.
they have to show an ID to
Yeah.
do that.
Well, that's
Census
racist.
data is based
That's
on like
racist.
registration.
You can't ask
What?
people to show their ID.
What happened in Vietnam era when somebody was trying to be drafted and they were 300 fucking pounds? What
Well,
happened?
then they got out. But first
Private,
off,
private pile.
I was
There
gonna
wasn't a
say,
lot of that.
they made a movie about
Yeah.
that.
it's not
Pick
only
them up, put them
that.
down, pile.
There's
There's a jelly donut up there.
there's
You get up there,
real
bar pile.
there's real books out there and stuff. Like there's a book called The Hill that I read. It's not about Hamburger Hill, but it's just called The Hill. And there was a guy that got drafted in, and he was like 100 pounds overweight. And in the story, and this is a real life story, in the story, the drill sergeant made him carry around a Foot Locker his entire basic training, and he burned like 90 pounds off. And
Yeah.
at the end, they took him to the range so he could throw the Foot Locker as far as he could on the range.
I bet you fucking launched it too.
In the book, yeah, apparently he
Fucking
launches this thing like 45 meters.
3
and
months
fucking,
of carrying a
but-
Foot
yeah.
Locker? Fuck. It's like
But-
that first time you pull your plates out of your fucking flak jacket and you throw it on.
And you think you
it's
can
like,
fly?
oh, fuck, it's a
Yeah.
t-shirt.
But if you look at that, just that mindset shift and how people tried to dodge the draft and hated it and blah, 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 blah. And we also didn't perform as well.
Yeah.
You have a force that I'm not saying that we weren't effective in certain situations, but we did not perform near as well
It's true.
as a fighting force because we
Once
forced
again.
people into the service.
Drugs and hookers.
The 60s had plenty of drugs
No,
and
talk about
hookers.
Vietnam.
Vietnam. Them boys had drugs and hookers.
I don't think there were that many drugs and hookers during World War II.
No.
But, well, the term hooker literally comes from General Hooker because prostitutes in the military have been partners for a very long
But
time.
they weren't as prevalent as they were.
But the 60s were full of drugs and hookers, and nobody wanted to go fight. And we made them,
free love, bruh.
but we made them go fight. And
Sure.
we weren't near as effective. And you're talking about a war that was what? Essentially 10 years after Korea, and we handled fucking business
Sure.
in Korea. Not so much in Vietnam. Like, it was a very different war.
We were also winning hearts and minds
They-
and
they-
trying to play
it
that
was
fucking
not,
bullshit.
but it was
They had
not
better hookers.
But it was not a volunteer fighting
telling
force.
you.
everything you want.
It was the drugs and the better hookers. That's what it comes to. You see the difference between a Korean hooker and a Vietnam hooker? God, it's a world of difference.
But we didn't have as much of a volunteer fighting force. Yes, there was a draft in World
Vietnam
War II,
borders Thailand.
That's what I'm saying.
but people didn't really hate the fact that they got drafted. They would volunteer, like they were willing to fight. That's why we've gotten rid of it.
Yeah.
We know that a volunteer fighting force is far more effective.
Oh, it definitely is.
That's one dude that's worth 10 because he wants to be there.
I just want something to make younger people less fucking worthless.
Good parenting.
Well,
You're not,
fucking
it's not
good
military
luck.
service. It's good parenting. But you cannot go, I suck as a parent, so the government should fix it.
I agree.
That's lazy as fuck, and that socialist is all
Because I
fuck.
suck as a parent, and luckily Haley doesn't. So,
But what you're saying is, how do we fix this generation? You have to fix the parents.
Yeah.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the people that are that you're saying need to go into the military service to square them away, it's the kids of our generation. That's how old we are.
yeah.
You have kids in the service.
Yeah. No, our generation.
I
is the
have
one
kids
fucked
that
it
are
up.
going to join the service because I'm a shitty parent. Apparently, because they won't listen to me. So
So
we'll see how that
this
works
is not the draft or mandatory service fixes a generation. This is our generation fucking blows at raising kids.
Yeah.
So we
That's
can't.
also because our parents weren't the fucking best either.
So what you were talking about is on this show, we complain about the government quite a bit.
sure.
And now we're sitting here having a debate about whether or not we think the government could fix the next generation.
right. It's going to be ran by the people we despise.
So I don't think that
in
the government can fix the next generation.
Then why would you have mandatory service to fix these kids?
And that's why I said there's a caveat to this. That's my entire point.
yeah,
all right?
it's
is that
stay a
not-
volunteer force.
It's not just military. All right. I think just public service, doing something for your community should be mandatory. And I think that alone will help fucking guide individuals and young people into fucking just thinking outside the box and not thinking about themselves. Just all I'm asking is from look outward, you know?
Again,
So,
you were
so
talking, you were
for
talking,
example,
I have a much cheaper
for
idea.
example,
I'm sure
you
do.
have a worthless child that gets a job at the DMV and becomes even more fucking worthless the rest of his life.
I have a much cheaper way to.
or they go work at the comptroller's office.
Oh, fuck those guys. I have a much cheaper way to get the outcome that everybody wants. You got to bring back
Thanos.
You got to bring back dodgeball, smear the queer,
Yes.
Red Rover.
Yep.
You got to bring those back in school.
Yeah.
That's it.
I don't
That's
think
fucking it.
I don't think you call it smear the queer anymore.
You fucking have to.
No, see, yeah.
That's going to
You
be a
have to.
hard
Yeah.
pull. A
You
hard
have to,
pull.
though.
Yeah.
But that's it. You bring those 3 fucking games back,
We were
and the
we
world
were,
changes.
We were psychologically just impressed to be homophobes as children.
It's not even about that.
Who's the queer? That one, beat him up.
But it didn't. But when you play the game with like that, the word, there was no correlation.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? It didn't mean anything. It just
the
that was
word-
the guy we had to get.
It
The word
just means
queer means
odd.
weird.
It
It means odd.
It means odd man out.
Yeah.
That's
That's
all
it.
it means.
Yeah.
There was no like, oh, that guy's gay. Let's fuck him up. No, it's smear the queer. It's a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we got him. Who's next?
It wasn't.
You know, that's
It
it.
wasn't smash the gay.
But there was no.
That means something completely different.
That's a
these
different
days.
sentence.
That is not allowed in schools.
That means but smashing the gay means something way different these days.
Totally different sentence. It's a completely different statement.
But you bring fucking Red Rover back.
Yeah.
And just that one game.
Dude,
is
you don't even have to
Dodgeball,
bring the
man.
game back. Do you know what
Dodgeball.
you need to bring back? Tryouts.
I agree. People got to know how to fucking fail.
You no longer get to sign up for sports. You have to try out.
Yep.
You know,
before tryouts,
Like
though,
the
you
way
play
it
these
was-
3 games.
Yes.
like
Yes.
the way it was done. I never played on a sports team ever that I didn't have to try out for.
Me neither.
I never had to
That-
try out for any of mine.
In the main
No?
part,
I was small.
Well, small town.
Small town.
Yeah.
in the main part behind those 3 games, is teams have to be picked.
Yeah.
Right? They're
And
not
so-
just
and
assigned. You
and
don't
it's
just
gonna
fucking
be the
get
cool
what you
kids
get.
against the nerds. It's
It
gonna
is
happen.
what it is, but it teaches you so much shit in life.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Like,
It's true.
yeah, you'll get fucked up a little bit until you learn, and then all of a sudden you get picked, and you're like, oh wait,
Well,
I get it.
and if you're picked last, you have to reflect on yourself of why.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I had
I've been picked last before. that
but
feeling
it-
sucks.
But if you're
that feeling sucks, man.
if
Mikey. I
all of a sudden down the
Thanks,
road
buddy.
you're halfway through, you're up towards the first quarter that gets picked, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm improving. Like there's instant
Yeah.
feedback.
Yeah.
That's true.
There's also that whole like you see like the stud gets picked first, and then
Well-
if you're like second or third, you're like, all right, I get it. I understand that
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
because if I was picking,
I would have picked him too.
that'd have been
Shit.
my pick,
Yeah.
right?
You
I
always
actually,
tell like when they pick that kid and then the other team's like, oh fuck.
I had some scoutmaster or whatever came into the store and was like, hey, have you thought about being able to offer merit badges in here? And I was like, dude, we don't do a whole lot of like wood curving or anything. I was a scout,
Yeah.
whatever. Justin was a scout, like did all that kind of stuff. I
Did
had
you guys
no
get
problem
in
with
on-
the scouts.
Did you guys get in on that lawsuit?
No, I didn't have any issues when I was a scout.
Yeah, I never did either.
So
I had a
just
great
enjoyed
time
it
when
the
I was
whole
a scout,
time.
but I was also in the era of scouts where it was like wood carving, and I had like the
my fault
shotgun
for what I
shooting
was
merit
wearing.
badge and the rifle shooting merit badge, and like the scouts were awesome.
You had a great time.
Um,
I also did a version of the Scouts that was a religious one called Royal Rangers. It was the same shit.
well, that sounds cultish.
It was.
Um,
it was, but it was basically.
But these
Scouts,
guys
though,
came
with
by
Jesus.
and asked, and apparently there is I shit you not, a game design merit badge and a collecting merit badge, both of which my store can support. And they're like, would you be interested in being able to offer this? And I was like, I'm interested, but I get to write the curriculum. And they're like, why? And I was like, because I remember how hard it was to get these fucking merit badges when I was a scout. And I'm not letting anybody show up here and get a merit badge that's going to push them towards their next rank if they don't fucking put in the work.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I will fail.
Because I'm a badge protector.
I will. I told the student, I was like, and the wife was there and whatever. And I was like, because I will fail kids. I have no fucking problem telling you that you are not good enough.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, yep, we're 100% going with you because that's exactly what these fucking kids need.
Well, it's because
And-
you're in Texas. Thank God.
but that's the thing is like,
Fuck.
you can look at it and you can be like, those scouts are fucking gay or whatever, but look at those fucking parents. And those parents are setting standards and letting their kids fail.
Yeah.
And we don't do that anymore. And it's like, you kind of suck, but here you can still have everything. And
Boy
it's
Scouts
like,
fails every year when they try to sell me $40 fucking popcorn. I tell them to fuck
they
themselves.
got to figure something else out.
Yeah.
Like, dude, if fucking Girl Scouts are making it by on $4 box fucking
Look,
cookies and they're
if you
crushing
want,
it,
if you should
figure it
offer,
out, fucking Boy Scouts.
you should
Jesus.
offer a badge of how to cut out the middleman.
Dude,
Because God
Do you know what they
damn, a $40 popcorn.
they need
Right?
they need a vertical integration merit badge.
Yeah.
a blockchain merit
Well,
badge.
no,
Right?
Like-
Supply chain logistics.
Yeah.
like Warfighter is vertically integrated. They control it literally. Well, you don't own,
We don't grow.
you don't grow,
Yeah.
but you are direct interface with that factory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's literally from concept to end point. You have control over it. You're not a reseller. You're not like
Yeah.
it's full control from front to back. I'm a reseller. I don't have vertical integration. I'm a reseller as a business. They need to understand what the difference is.
Yeah.
Like a reseller versus vertical integration model. Like show real economics. It's going to be the future. I understand these other skills and is it important? Should you know how to operate a firearm? Fuck yes.
I
You
need
should
to
know how to
know how-
operate a firearm.
I got my badge in underwater basket weaving.
But you should really
But-
be able to go, like any one of those scouts should be able to figure out how to go from $40 to $20 popcorn.
I agree.
What?
Because it is ridiculous.
It is fucking ridiculous.
And it's like shit popcorn. It's not even good.
And they don't even make that much money on it.
No.
They really don't. It's not all profits for them.
I don't give a fuck that it comes in a tin.
Yeah.
You would be
doesn't.
better off.
It's fucking microwavable popcorn. You buy the same shit off the shelf at Pop
really?
Secret
See,
for like fucking $5.
That's how much I've blown them off. Is that I still remember the Scouts when you got the tin that had like the 3 flavors.
No,
and
you
the
get a
fucking
tin
bucket.
now, and it's a fucking bag you put in your microwave.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
I
No,
live
I'm
in a
just kidding.
gated community, so they don't come knock on my door.
Dude.
They're not allowed to do that shit anymore. The fucking door to door. It's not safe.
Not safe for kids. Yeah. That's why they all post up outside of the store and shit.
You know?
So,
Well, it's,
but you know what? I don't see any fucking TikTok videos about motherfuckers. They got Thin Mint budgets and shit that they plan all year. So they have Thin Mints throughout the year, and they show up on troops, and they're like, "How many Thin Mints you got?" And they're like, "We have 172 boxes in the troop." And they're like, "Here's everything. I'm gonna buy every fucking box you got."
Yeah.
So they have Thin Mint budgets. Nobody's going like, "I got my Boy Scout popcorn budget." Like, figure yourself out.
Yeah.
The fuck you doing?
Right? Like, I know every year I'm buying Thin Mints and Samoas. I fucking know that. That's happening.
Yeah.
All right. Every fucking year.
Fucking-
Right? But if you think I'm buying fucking $40 for fucking Pop Secret, you could get fucked.
I'm buying Thin Mints, Tagalongs, and Dosey Dos. It's fucking happening.
I have
There
a
you go.
lifetime commitment to buying Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah.
You earned it.
And it happened one day in the gun store in Nebraska. I don't know if I told this story before or
I
not.
think we have.
I think so.
Uh-oh.
It's a
Are
good
we
one,
getting a
though.
Sono shit on a debate?
Yeah, fuck it. So no shit. So we're sitting in the gun store. I'm helping a couple, a guy and a lady, looking at gun stuff, whatever.
You're in the back room.
No, I was talking with them.
Oh, okay.
And then I walked into the back to go do something. And I didn't, we have a door dinger. So anytime somebody walks in, it makes a noise. Well, it didn't go off. So I'm in the back and all I hear is after speaking with this couple that's in there looking for guns, all I hear is a female voice say, "Anybody want to buy some Girl Scout cookies?"
That'll get your attention.
Like I said, I didn't hear the door dinger, so I didn't know anybody else walked into the gun store. And so out of the back, my fucking dumbass, fuck yeah, I want some Girl Scout cookies. And I come walking around the corner like, oh man. And there's this very nice mom with her Girl Scouts. And I was like, oh. And the mom immediately goes, "Don't worry, she didn't hear you." I'm like, bullshit.
I'm like, yes, she did.
Okay.
Yes, she did, and I will buy 3
I'm like,
boxes.
what do you got? I'm buying them all. Every year after that,
you know
she
what?
came back to the store.
And you can because they're $4 a fucking box, which is worth it.
So
It's a
And I like
steal.
Girl Scout.
the last time I found Girl Scout cookies,
They're more than that
I
now.
missed it this year.
They're 5 this year. They went up this year.
I missed it
they're
this
5
year
now.
because I didn't see anybody,
Fucking inflation.
and now they don't like
Thanks, Biden.
8.5% in my ass. I can do fucking math. $4 to $5 is not 8%.
Yeah,
Or like,
right?
sorry, that's 25%. Like, that's not even hard math. Like,
I could do that math. That's
I like
just
the ones
bullshit.
you look at it like gas prices are up
But-
40%, food's up 30%, this is up 28%, this is up 19%, but they settled on 8.2.
Yeah, right.
yeah, who the
How?
fuck made this number?
I'm not the best at math.
Would you guys
that
ask
doesn't
the,
make sense.
Did you guys ask the VA to do your fucking inflation math or something? Because that sounds like VA math to
It
me,
does sound
man.
like
Straight up VA
So let me get this straight. You've got 50% hearing loss. You've only got 20% usage in your knees, so that's 80% loss there. And da 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 da. I'm going to get you at 12%.
Like, what the fuck is this?
Well, if you break it down.
You're retired at 80. We're gonna give you. Oh, you got 50% for fucking for this. Now you're at 90. 80 plus 50 is a lot more than 90.
Yeah.
Not to us. Oh, okay.
I should
In
be
order
able
to
to
get
get
100,
every.
you need to get 8 more 10%.
I should be able to get everything and give 40% to my buddy over here. Like, what the fuck?
Can I roll this over?
Right. I'm fucked up enough for 2 people. Like, what?
Which fucking can confirm, man. I'm
Right?
fucked up enough that everybody here should have 100. God. Anyways,
Well, it's like Youngblood over here at the fucking computer. Talk to him from the back, and he's gonna be like, "I'm sorry, can you say that again?"
Yeah.
And he's fucking like 12, and he fucking can't hear shit.
That's selective
I love
hearing.
it when I see his hand slowly reach toward the button every time.
He's like, yeah.
I don't care what they say. You don't need ear pro shooting a 50 cal. I'm fine.
See?
But
See,
notice how
now
he
that's on
only can't
recording,
hear
and
from
you're
the-
never gonna get a rating.
Yep. Now you're never getting that 3M earplug lawsuit.
But Jazz said he can only not hear from the back, and that's selective hearing.
Yeah.
When a guy's behind him, he just mutes it out. You know,
You blame him? He was in the army. He's been fucked enough.
I thought when there was a guy behind him, all he heard was "Oh, daddy." Like I
he
thought,
might. Well, I'll try it next time. See if you.
Yeah.
See if it was a Marine, it would just be like, aye, sir.
ASMR Marine style.
Aye, sir.
The Marines redefined barrel rotation.
Hello, ears. Open. Eyeballs click. Aye, aye, sir. Jazz is the weirdest boner right now. Look at his face. He's got a weird boner.
I'm gonna go jerk off. Y'all gonna wrap this up, right?
Yeah, it's time.
I just can't wait to go pull the sound bite of John saying yes, daddy.
That was me.
I didn't say that.
So I told you we can't hear.
Well, it's because he's got that big fucking screen in his face now. He doesn't know who's talking. Shit.
We're on the fucking screen. The older he gets, the more I'm convinced that he's functionally retarded.
So mandatory service does not work.
You see? That was not volunteer. And I know because I know his dad. And that was not volunteer service. Notice how I have not been corrected.
Yeah, there's no argument to come along with that. Yeah, I see that.
I got
Yeah.
nothing.
Oh, fuck. All
There should
right.
be airborne infantry.
You know what? I'll eat my words, man. Like you've convinced me, Jazz.
there's no
You've-
fucking way.
You've convinced me. I think maybe
mandatory
it is a
service
bad
doesn't
move in the military. I do still, however, think that young people should be encouraged
Now
to
look-
help their fellow fucking community.
They should definitely be encouraged not to be big pieces of shit.
They
Yeah.
should
Now
just
look,
be encouraged to get
when
a
Texas
job.
secedes, mandatory service.
Well, we won't have a problem with that.
No.
Half the fucking Marine Corps is from Texas.
Yeah.
Half
Literally.
the people in Texas would be like, I don't care if it's mandatory or not, I'm doing it.
Yeah, I'm still serving.
Right? Like that's what like
Only
like,
2 years?
Do you
Like,
think,
is that
do you
the
think
only
Russia
option?
got fucked up in Ukraine? Can you imagine if Russia tried to come through here?
Wait, Ukraine or
Could you
the
imagine the
Ukraine?
United
The
States
Ukraine.
trying to come through here?
Yeah, right. Like Texas is gonna win.
I like how all the Texans I knew that were like,
You don't come to the Texas.
Russia's invading other country, and everybody was like,
Fuck.
Select fire weapons? What the?
They're giving me those?
I can just,
You mean I can get the one I buried and use
yeah,
it?
I can just take this? I'm like, I fucking, come on, I'll steal your tank. Let's go.
I ever tell you about my buddy that 2.5 years for fucking sneaking AKs back from Iraq?
That's pretty light, actually.
He snuck two AKs in the fuel cell of a vehicle back from Iraq.
That's a year in AK.
Yeah. Well, so the fucked up part about it is how he got caught. He wasn't doing anything stupid. Wasn't doing crazy. Wasn't even shooting him. Just had him in his possession. And his mom divorced her husband, his stepdad, and his stepdad to fucking hurt their family. Dropped the dime to the fucking ATF.
Who the fuck tried to sell me a 240 the other day?
Say again?
Where the fuck
Last
was
communication can be broken. Say
No.
again?
Yeah.
Somebody
Be
tried.
advised you come in
somebody-
broken and readable.
I
You
can't
can set up a
remember.
bigger
I
antenna,
can't
move to
remember
higher
where the
ground,
fuck
re-accept
it
a
was.
contact long rifle.
I was drinking somewhere, but I can't remember where the fuck I was. But somebody's like, "Yeah, my fucking brother or friend or cousin or somebody snuck back a 240 and all just part by part." And now he's trying to sell it. Do
And
you
never
want to
mind, I
buy
don't
it?
want it anymore.
I was like, I don't want anything to do with that.
No
I don't want it
fucking
anymore.
way.
Now
He's
that I
like-
have context on where this 240 came from, I want nothing to do with it.
For one, I think there's one, maybe two transferable 240s in the world.
Yeah.
And they're not
Nobody's
for
letting
sale.
go. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like when I
But
went to,
fuck no.
Yeah.
we have a mutual friend that was looking for a part for his weapon. And I took him to go find this part when he was visiting the Republic of
Yeah.
Texas.
Yeah.
And the store I took him to had an M2 on the table.
Those you can get.
And I literally walked out. I was like, hey, who's maintaining headspace and timing on this weapon? And everybody in there went, what? And I was like, y'all shouldn't have this. Like, if I can't say that and you don't know what the fuck I'm talking
Yeah.
about,
I'm
you
about to
should not be
incriminate
able-
myself because they are serialized, but I accidentally held on to a headspace and timing gauge that I have at the house.
I don't think that's
Yeah,
Hey, nobody gives a fuck about the gauge. This was
Buy 'em on
the
eBay.
weapon.
Can you?
I have one too.
Yeah,
Do you?
whatever. Who cares?
You're not supposed to. I know that.
Not knowing how to use it. That's a whole different
Yeah.
thing.
Also true.
But I asked who maintained
9
headspace
times
and
out of 10,
timing on
they're
the
like,
weapon.
it's 2 clicks back. I'm like, that's not all of it.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
That's part of it, but that's not all of it.
But I asked that question.
It's 2 to 6, sir.
Everybody in there just went, and I was like, you should just give me this now because you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know this weapon system.
You won't
So-
be able to shoot this.
Yeah, so
No.
you should just give it to me because you cannot
I
safely
would love,
maintain
I
this
would
weapon.
love to have a Modus.
I wouldn't.
That would be kind of nice to have.
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Look, had somehow they gone like, you're right, here.
It's only
The
nice when you don't have
immediate
to pay for ammo.
Yeah.
The
That would hurt.
immediate thing I would have done is I'd have brought it here and I've been like, you need to find somewhere to fucking sell this bitch, and we're gonna party like a fucking rock star with the money.
They're not that expensive.
It would
Not
enough.
as much as you
It'd have
think.
been enough for the friends to go to Vegas for a weekend that we don't
That's
remember.
True.
Well, it depends how much you're going to make on it. That's the thing.
Us four can't go to Vegas together. Because first of all, this is what it's going to be. It's
you know
gonna,
why
it's
we
gonna
can't
be
go to
us
Vegas
flying
together?
in, and
We
you
all-
and I are going to go, fuck, we forgot we hate this place.
Yeah.
Fucking Scott's
No,
going to
it's
be
gonna
like,
be
I
all
was
of
just
us.
here.
Yeah, no. All of us have been in
I'm
Vegas.
drunk already.
Yeah, dude, he's
All
already
of us-
actually hammered.
All of us have been in Vegas at the same time and still couldn't coordinate how all of us to go hang out at the same time.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, we hung out. You went to sleep.
We're at Burbis.
that's true. All four of us were at Burbis at one time
Yeah.
together.
Well, and then the GS party at the Palms. We were all together there.
Yeah, we don't speak of that.
Yeah. After the fact, though, you went to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went there, then I got higher than
Do you know
giraffe
why?
pussy, and he laughed at
Because
me. Took a picture.
I don't give a
I forgot.
That's because I don't give a shit about Vegas.
Well, yeah. It's because it's me.
Everybody thinks it's like, ooh, it's Vegas.
Vegas
I
is
don't give a
fun,
fuck.
I would think, if you're there for 2 nights
That's what I'm saying.
and you're not working. Every time I've gone
That's-
to Vegas, I've been
was
working.
fun when I was
That's
like
why I'm excited to go
23
this-
and a
this next
bartender.
trip.
Do you know what broke Vegas?
Vegas was amazing. When I was
Broke
23
Vegas
and a
was
bartender.
RTDA, IPCPR, PC, whatever the fuck we want to call it now. But the cigar trade show is what made it towards like, I fucking hate Las Vegas. Because you're there longer than 2 days.
Yeah.
You're there for like 9. And it's just like, this town sucks.
Yeah.
I
Shot show's the same.
fucking
though.
hate
Yeah,
this place.
Shot Show's just as bad. Like
I hate
I
this
have a
place.
4-day max of having fun in Vegas.
Yeah, but I did Vegas with the cigar industry way before SHOT Show.
Yeah.
And that broke me. It was just like, I fucking hate this town. I can't stand it.
Like, I remember Haley and I were in New Orleans in 2015 when I was on leave from contracting, and we met this Australian couple that were on their honeymoon,
It's called vacation.
and they were like, "Yeah,
You were a
it,
civilian. That's vacation.
it was vacation, yeah,
Yeah.
But anyways, fucking, we meet this Australian couple who were on holiday. Is that better?
Same fucking thing.
Fucking, and they were like, "Yeah, we're leaving here. We're going to Vegas for a week." And then we're going over it. And I was like, whoa. You're going to Vegas for a week? And they were like, yeah, well, like a week and 10 days. And I was like, ew, you're going to Vegas for 10 days? Are you out of your fucking mind? And they were like, they're looking at me like, why, what? And I'm like, no, dude, 4 days.
Yeah.
4.
It was
4 and
vacation
you're gonna
because
be done.
it was vacation because you wore a polo.
And the dude fucking called me literally 5 days into his trip. And he's like, I'm so fucking ready to leave this place. I fucking told you,
Yeah,
dude.
you should've fucking listened.
Like, I told you, change your fucking plans. Go
Because-
to Yosemite. Okay, like, fuck
Because you
that.
can get Vegas
Like,
in 2 days.
yeah.
Because the fact of the matter is that Vegas it's all the same. The sign on the front of the building changes.
Yes.
Other than that, it's 100% the same.
Yeah.
There's like 3 restaurants you need to hit. You need to go smoke at Casa Fuente.
Now,
There is that awesome speakeasy that's in the bottom of.
if you've never been to Vegas,
Keep it that way.
no, go.
Yeah, Vegas.
You should go.
The architecture is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Walking
Yeah.
in to see the absolute sheer size of some of these fucking resorts and casinos.
There
and,
is some stuff that will just make you go, "What the fuck?"
Like-
But like,
Because everything's over the top. 'Cause it's
way
Vegas.
over the fucking top.
Yeah,
so
and
if
that's
you've
the fun-
never been,
that's the fun part about
fucking
Vegas.
but
go
then
to
when you get
Vegas.
closer
Go
than
hang
10
out.
feet and realize, oh, it's fake. Like,
Oh, don't ruin it for him.
oh, sorry.
Yeah, right.
like, go do a gondola ride. Like, go do all the fucking touristy shit because it's cool. It really fucking is. But when you're there every fucking year for 10, 15, 20 years, it's not fucking cool anymore.
Yeah. It loses its allure quick.
fucking disgusting and grody and dirty.
The
and
mystique disappears
sucks.
super quick. When some of the
But if you've never been, go. It's really fun.
And
When some of
anybody who's never been doesn't know what the fuck I'm doing right now.
yeah, because when you go enough and you realize that like
We used to have contests who could get the most of those cards.
We used to stick them in other people's bags.
Absolutely.
yeah, when you go enough and some of your best stories are like it was 3 a.m. and we went to that Denny's in the bottom of it. That's when it's like, yeah, you've been to Vegas a lot. Like,
That was the most fun I had the last time I was in Vegas. Was
100%,
us,
it was
us
Denny's.
fucking off at Denny's.
yep,
That was the most fun I had.
yep.
Fuck.
That's what breaks. That's when you know
You
you've
should have
gone.
came to Vegas with me when I was bartending, bro.
Well, I would have been bartending too. It would have been a fucking nightmare.
So half the guys I worked with in Phoenix moonlit in Vegas.
Yeah.
And so every time I went to Vegas, we had rooms and fucking comp tables
Nice.
at whatever club we wanted to go to. Like, that was great. If I had to go and pay fucking $5,000 to go sit at that table and get 3 bottles of booze,
Yeah, fuck
eat a
that.
dick.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But because I didn't have to pay for it,
No,
it
I
was
have some-
amazing.
I have some cool stories from
I
Vegas.
think I'm gonna do shrooms and go to Cirque du Soleil.
That'd be fun. I want to go with you.
I have some cool stories from Vegas. Like that's the only time I've ever maxed out on Amex. Was in Vegas. Like,
Yeah.
and luckily it wasn't mine. So
You know, the
But I
only
hit
time
the
I
limit
ever
on an
maxed out
Amex
at
card.
Amex was in Vegas too.
yeah,
True story.
like there's some shit like that. Like, but then you have the other stories. Like, I also got completely fleeced in Vegas and lost like all the cash I had and my watch and everything, and didn't realize that it had happened. And like was wearing the watch. It's not like they like broke in and stole it. Was wearing the watch and all of a sudden was like, the fuck? Like, what?
Yeah.
Like that's also Vegas.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that town fucking blows.
Yeah, we still keep going.
We got off topic.
Nope. The next one, Branson.
Bring it on, Branson. We're coming for
we
you.
would fuck up Branson.
I think we should go to Branson. Fuck a Freedom Friends trip to
I have a
Vegas.
friend of mine that lives in Branson,
See?
and
Let's hook it up.
we'll talk after.
Freedom Friends in Branson.
Anyways, before the Branson
Wrap
trip,
this shit up.
whether you're fucking mandatory serving or going to Vegas for fun or whatever the fuck tangent we just went off on.
Again, and I ask every time, why the fuck do you people listen to this?
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We don't know why. We don't give a shit why, but we're fucking really happy that you do. So thanks for hanging out with us for this weirdly long debate about fucking pretty much nothing. This is basically a Seinfeld episode. Fucking
Hey,
like,
you
share,
know, Seinfeld
subscribe.
was really popular.
I'm gonna raise my glass though. I'm gonna say thanks for being my freedom friend.
Oh,
we forgot
missed
to
that
do
last
that.
episode.
We
Fuck
missed
it.
that for,
Yeah, I
like,
haven't
the
done
last
this in a
couple
We
of
minute.
weeks.
missed it a few times. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with us, but
Fucking up, bud.
fucking with tradition. What's the one thing we don't do, Jazz?
You don't fuck with tradition.
That's right. God damn it. Like, share, subscribe, smash those buttons. Tell your mom.
Tell your friends.
Your fucking mom's friends. God damn it.
Tell your mom's friends not to go to Vegas.
Yeah. Your mom's
Branson.
friends don't need to be in Vegas.
Branson's
need
where
to go
the
to-
party's
They
at.
need to go to Branson.
Yeah.
We could try NOLA too. I think we'd have
No,
fun in NOLA.
Branson.
NOLA's just like a
Branson.
gross Vegas.
Sign off of this podcast.
Scott is checked out a while
Scott
ago.
is fundamentally against Branson, Missouri.
Atlantic
He's
City.
looking at his watch. He's like, it is 8:30, bro.
Let's go. We're cutting into my fucking time.
How about
Yeah.
Atlantic City?
That's just like if Tijuana and fucking Vegas had a retarded baby.
That's why
all
we
it
need to
is.
go there.
I've never been there. That sounds fun.
Let's go.
Leg City, it's not. It's not fun at all.
You think Vegas is a shit show and you hate it?
Leg
Tell you
City-
what,
It takes 12 hours in Atlantic City.
There
and you're
is-
like, this is fucking cool. I
Because-
hate this.
Do you
wanna
fucking
experience
place
it-
so much.
because
Do you
there's
want to
four
experience Atlantic
fucking
City?
places to go.
Are you ready to experience Atlantic City?
Okay.
Criminal Minds. There's an Atlantic City episode. Go watch that. Atlantic City.
Yeah.
All right.
You're done.
What did I
However,
do?
we would have a place to stay because my in-laws live the next town over.
Fuck that. Not if you've got a buddy in Branson. I'm not fucking.
Baltimore's not that close.
They live in New Jersey, sir. Anyways. I'm going to beat the shit out of everybody else here. So y'all have a great time. Brought to you by warfightertobacco.com, owellness.us, and of course, Icy Tech Coolers. Like, share, subscribe. Fucking smoke on, drink on. Fuck you guys.
What is it? Go Eagles?
What?
Fuck, I don't know. Football. Go sports.
Sports ball.
Yay.
Shut it off, Justin.
Yeah, we're done. Fuck this.